You can see this is somewhat coming to fruition. We said a couple weeks ago, this looks like we're losing steam on this pump, and it would make sense to hit August and September and, you know, pull back. It would make sense to pull back to this 102 level. God, can you imagine people would be losing? You think mass FUD formation is happening now. Imagine at 102. It'll almost be interesting because I think it's almost inevitable to have like a real, like, clutching the pearls, thinking it's over. It always kind of happens like that. So if and when it does, you know, don't be surprised. Just know that it's to be expected. And if we follow this little thing here, you know, it's a little doodle. As you know, this channel is the most underrated doodle game in all of YouTube. The probabilities of technical analysis, it's all you need, right? If you go searching, you may uncover another channel that's like, hey, click this link and trade with me. And then it's over. Right? So maybe it is more of a service to keep people at bay from trading. I mean, it's not a popular opinion. I'm sure I've lost many subscribers telling them not to trade, but I'm on the winning side of history. There's no win in it for me. So like if I tell you not to trade and you go and trade and you lose your money, you're not coming back and saying, oh, I should have listened to you. You're just never coming back, right? So it's a lose-lose situation that I always say. It's like, stop telling people not to trade. Like, but I can't. I feel it's my civic duty. Will everybody listen to me? No. Will some people try and lose their money? Yeah, for sure. If we wanted to really make a mountain out of a molehill, we would turn this into a cute little bear flag. It's still a little early on this daily chart, but bear flag. And you know me, I don't like to do this because the probabilities on this channel are high, unfortunately, because I care not for bulls nor bears and I have a low time horizon. So whatever happens, if it shakes down under 100K, I don't care. It doesn't matter. This is just the oscillation of a dead market. But let's take a look at this bear flag, how it would play out. Take the pull, just slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all at 102. Now, that's interesting. I think I was talking about 102 yesterday. Yeah, so what I've been doing now is every time I go upstairs after the live stream, I go into my calendar and I put the price action I was talking about, just so I can make some I told you so videos if and when it comes to 102. Oh yeah, my doodle. This was the doodle from the last bear flag before we busted up and out of it. Was 102. Here's the arrow. We'll probably just do this breakout and come down here. Now, I don't want to come down to 102 because I don't want to deal with the sentiment at 102. Do you know what I mean? What I don't like about this is that the September dump, say we go to September 102, where would that actually be to wick? 102 from the wick. 18%. It's still like, yeah, it would look bad on this chart. It would take us right to the Channel of Ascension's support, which again makes sense. You know, these numbers kind of line up. These snakes and ladders are lining up. 102. Sounds funny when you put it into perspective. We would be crying the blues about this. It would be Bitcoin is over. The bull run was the shittiest in the history of humanity. It was all a scam. We would be crying our eyes out, but it would only be a 13% dump from Candlestick. Because we still have 1 week of August. Let's say, where are we in this monthly chart? Yeah, unfortunately, the doodle has looked like it's come to fruition. You know, I shouldn't open my big mouth. I said on some lonely morning, you know what it looks like here? It kind of looks like we're petering out for this 6-month run, and when maybe we'll curl over for September, and Lord love a duck. But if we were to see a 10% dump from here, correction, it would take us to, yeah, you know, exactly where we said yesterday, this little resistance part, which is 102. 102 would hurt right up the Jackson Hole. I don't think we have the runway for it. Well, we do have the runway for it because here's August. Let's put in another red September and then 2 weeks of October. You know, because it's like October 1 is an Uptober. They like to scare out with another little flash dump and everyone goes, I thought it was October, right? And then they sell it and then it goes up. So you can see how this would happen. This could play out actually, because we do have, what is it, 30 days of September, 40 to 37. Yeah, we have about 40 or 50 days till October. And then, you know, some could argue after we get that 2-week pump in October. So now let's say we're late October, the 22nd. Well, as it is for most of us, it's really not painful enough. Now, the reason why I say 102, and I've been saying 102 for a long time, and I don't like to say 102 because if you've watched this channel enough, you know, a lot of these numbers, these probabilities I throw out, you know, Lord love a duck if they don't come through. Now, I don't want 102 to come. But the reason why 102 is weighing on my soul is for this reason. I think take it to the weekly. Now you can see over here, I'll make this a little smaller for y'all. This is the Fibonacci. I know it's not colored because TradingView took away my colors, but that's another. This is the a Fibonacci from our epic breakout, and the 61.8% fib on this is 102. Now that would mean a full give back to the exchange. What they've given out to you, they'll take back. You know, from all the leverage dummies. Like, oh, look at all these people with leverage. Let's just scoop it up. And that will be the proper reset, 102.
1 month later.
Yeah. No one could have saw that coming. Yeah. Can't expect it to drop all the way down to 103.1. That'd be crazy. Yeah. It was weighing on my soul. It was weighing on my soul, that 102. I remember I watched the crash real time, sitting there, you know, at my dining room table. And I was like, wow, she's really dumping. And at first it was just to 116 or something like that. And then I made another video, like a short on it hitting that number, 116. And then when it hit 116, it kept going. I'm like, it's going to go to 102. And sure enough, did it ever go to, 103.1. Carl Elder with the 5 pianomattyb member shy, keeping the lights on in this basement studio in Winnipeg, Canadistan, former Canada. Thank you very much, Carl Elder. My civic duty to support Matty's civic duty. No doubt. Well, I mean, in retrospect, I mean, it may seem like a weird call if it was a one-off, but these numbers line up, and you know how the market works. Even though we haven't seen the same patterns play out as the old 2021 bull run, we know these things happen. And so when these numbers of confluence keep coming up and they start weighing on your soul the way 102 did, it wasn't a surprise. It should have come as no surprise to anybody. Johnny December, Lord love a duck, 26 months as a pianomattyb OG. Thank you very much for the constant support. Much appreciated. 26 months, 12, 24, 2. That would put us back into 2022, 223. The good old days. Remember when we all knew it was only up from here. Now that we're getting to the end of the bull run, we don't know anymore. We don't know if it's the end, or do we have one last gasp? I think there's one last gasp. I'm worried about this pump today, because as you can see here, this is the 4-hour chart, but you can take a better look at it at the daily. But remember that stupid thing that I keep on talking about when we have have a crash from an all-time high, it has to. Let's see. Let's mark this one off here. We'll just use this. We'll steal this. Okay, this is we'll go right to the wick. And where's the bottom here? Right to the wick. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, guess what? I'm going to get rid of you. You don't want to play? You don't want to play in the morning here on the stream? You want to be a problem? Well, I'll get rid of you. Brand new. Fib retracement. Let's go top to bottom. Wrong way. You know, these Monday mornings. I woke up late, 7:30. Can you believe it? 7:30 I woke up. I said let's go. Fibonacci. Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Right from the bottom of the way. So another weird thing is that, this is Bitfinex. It's 103, but if we go to the daily, it's like 106 or 8. Another one. So, you know, that was a 6-minute told you so video. There was way more, like all the first prices that we have patterns going to all those numbers. But I digress. Okay, let's see here. Wick to wick. Now I told you that that 38.2% fib is where we generally get denied, and that's all she wrote. So we start cleaning up the theater for the next show. Right? We've done this before on almost every high when there's a crash. You know, fish, cheers to 5 years, blew by fast. It's almost crazy how fast it's blown by. Like, it's odd. It's odd how fast it's blown by, because, like, I mean, that's 5 years. 5 years ago, Duke was 5. You know, he's just a little schmuck face. Now he's like a little almost preteen. And then 5 years from now, it's going to go by even faster. So if you thought 5 years just went by fast, 5 years from now is going to go by even faster. Cheers to everyone who's been here for 5 years. That's crazy. Good old fish. So yeah, this 38.2% fib. Look where we're getting this resistance from, the 200 moving average. So to me, this is about as crucial as any metric we need to keep our eyes on. How come I don't have those eyes anymore? Remember I could put eyes. Was it here? No. This thing? No. It's been a long time since I put eyes, I guess. Maybe they switched it because they switched the Fibonacci's on me. Like, look at it. They don't even have any color. Can't even type in what I'm looking for. Oh, well. I'm not going to waste the time anyway. I'll do it later. I'll dress her up later. This is the 4-hour chart. I mean, this will apply to the daily. Actually, this is where it's weird, though, because the daily chart won't have 103, which is a couple of red flags. One is that the oracles may not be really firing as efficiently as they can. You know, the chain links, whoever is like gathering the data of price action, there's some misgivings in betwixt all of them. You can't have one might say, it's not important. Who cares? It's like, it is important if you're trading, because when you walk into the wild casino of leverage trading, you need the data to hold strong. If you have a stop loss, you need that stop loss to kick off. And I saw a million stories how these stop losses didn't kick off. And so one of the things that I always say ad nauseum, lose subs over it. People DM me with their, hey, I just made, $6,000. Screw you. Right. I get it. That's the DMs I get when I say these things. But I say them because exactly what happened on Friday. You can do everything right. You can have all the rules in place, be the most disciplined, diligent, leveraged trader. It's an oxymoron, but you know what I mean. you can do everything right. But it's so I watched this one video from Satoshi Stacker, I think. I used to watch him way back in like the old bull run. And this is so funny. And his title was I Lost Everything, right? I've seen like 4 or 5 of his videos over the past 5 years where he's lost everything. And now for him to lose everything, it's not a big a deal. Like, it sounds horrible. Like, I think he lost about $4 or $5 million, right? But this is of his subscribers' money, right? So he has, I'll get to the funny part. But anyway, he fell asleep and the trade went sour on him. So that means like he obviously didn't have stop losses in. So he got liquidated on basically almost 4 years of stacking, Satoshi Stacker. He just, one day, he does this every day of his life. He trades every day of his life. I'm sure he's pretty diligent and disciplined. Yet this one day, a pro, it's like a pro blackjack dealer or player. Oh, you're a pro. Okay. He didn't follow his rules. He's, I'm going to nod off here. Boom. The biggest wipeout in Bitcoin history takes place, and he loses it all. And in fact, it was so much hijinks and calamity, because I actually think he did have stop losses, but the oracles weren't gathering the price data, so it would jump from like all these gaps, and if you were in the gap, it didn't mind you, so you got liquidated. And the best part of his video, after, like, you could tell the somber mood in his mood in his voice, because it still hurts. Like, that's $4 or $5 million. You could retire off that and never not milk your subscribers for any more affiliate links. But at the end of the video, after telling him all the things he did wrong, leverage trading and how dangerous it is and how he learned his lesson finally, he went to his affiliate page and said, oh, and by the way, if you want to trade like me, just click these links. It was so amazing. Like, the irony of it all. Telling his subs, his like, so here's the difference between the pros and the subs. Like, if you sub to like a Bitcoin crypto channel that's trading, they can get wiped out because they'll just keep all, like, if you're on their affiliate link with Bitfinex or Coinbase or wherever these leveraged exchanges are, as soon as you start trading again, they're in the money because they're raking your bets. So like that Satoshi Stacker, I bet it's not like you have to also realize that leveraged wipeouts is like having your dreams disappear. Like, it's not real. That's not the amount of money that has lost. It's the amount of potential money that was leveraged. So when it says 19 billion, it's not really like 19 billion was wiped out. 19 billion in potential leveraged longs were wiped out. So it's like it doesn't exist, but it still exists, because if it went the other way, it could be realized money. So anyway, yeah, he'll just start up today, and every day he gets deposited from his affiliate links. So he's not really living. It's like a professional gambler, rich kid, who his dad gives him money every day to go gamble on the blackjack tables. But just the fact that, at the end of the video, he's like, oh, and by the way, if you like to trade, get my affiliate links. It's like having just dripping in blood from the bears and saying, if you still want to trade, click these links and we're good to go. So yeah, anyway, back to this. I don't know how I got off on that. This is such an important level, 117.3. And now it's still pretty far away. Like, it's $3,000 away. If we got back up to 117, people would be pretty bullish. Jason Bouchard. I'm talking about Satoshi Stacker, but I'm also talking about anyone you follow who you've clicked their affiliate link. So like if you watch traders, like live traders, they make most of their money on you as an affiliate link clicker, because when you trade, let's say you copy trade them, they rake your trade. It's one of the black eyes I've seen in this, because I didn't know what it was about in 2021, because it was such a small channel. It's still the smallest channel probably I know of, the community that I know of, but I still get offers every day for Bitfinex, BitBuy, Coinbase, Gemini, all these exchanges to exchange on their perps, right? Their leverage trading. And I would think that as you got bigger, you would just, so instead of me getting 5 a day at this level, I'm sure bigger channels get 100 a day. So each one of those are potential money. So the grift is real. The grift is real in YouTube trading, but it's always been. I mean, one of the interesting rabbit holes you can go through is just like where they debunk all these traders, all these fake traders, right? I'm not saying they're fake trading. I do think they're real traders, but they're supported by their community who with their affiliate links. Last about that. The 38.2% fib here is where we generally, if we don't get up and over it, like real talk here, folks, if we don't get over 117 again, to me, that will be the strongest indicator that we will probably sneak off into the crypto winter, as disappointing as that would be, because 126 isn't enough. It's not enough for most people to, that life-changing wealth everyone talks about in Bitcoin. 126 probably won't do it for most regular people. And then the last part, the regular people. So the Satoshi stackers that lose 4 million, or these gurus, like Fat Fish was saying, they are committing suicide in their Lambos. That's not normal people, right? Those are people that have grifted through YouTube, through affiliate links. So their whole life was a leveraged dream of sorts. Can you imagine if every day you had a little bank account from Bitfinex or whatever that popped in, a few $1,000s from everyone's trades that went sour? It'd be pretty fun, but that type of life isn't real, right? So when you aren't playing with your own money, your own future, your own time, because that's really it. Like the pressure when it comes to trading is the realization that you are leveraging your time that you've saved in your previous life. Like let's say you saved up 10K, in the past 5 years to trade with leverage. That gets wiped out. I mean, you're done. You're done. Like there's no coming back. There's no affiliate link that people are dumping money into every day. You're just done. The experiment's over, and it's kind of back to the hardcore reality of life. And so that's who I think hurt the most, is like, I don't really like anyone who commits suicide probably has some deeper problems going on, and that's sad and that's horrible, right? But to me, it's the noob retail that have clicked on links that get the air of being a trader, and then they get wiped out in a afternoon, like Friday they go to work, because most of these people are 9-to-5ers. They go to work, they're in a copy trade, they make one mistake and their whole thing is over. That's who I feel the worst for. But, this talk isn't glamorous. People don't like this talk. People like visions of leveraged sugar plums dancing in their head. You could make 10x in one day with this straight trading strategy. Now, I am preaching to the choir here, because most people know the dangers of it here. So let's one more. I'm going to reiterate this on the 4-hour chart. 117.3. It's a must get over. If you really think about it, it's kind of right here at the 200 moving average, which obviously we have to get over. We're not bullish under the 200. That'd be a good T-shirt that no one would understand. We're not bullish under the 200. You're like, what the hell does that mean? Anyway, let's take a look at this. Carnivorous Pink Pony says, quite the coinkadink that there's a historic altcoin dump just before ETFs come out. Yeah, I think I was talking with Fish yesterday, saying that this is the best setup for the last leg of the bull run, because damn it, I was going to do this. I forgot. Those trains in India where there's like 1,000 people on the train, and they're all on top of the train. I was going to make this like meme where there's a one train, like nothing stops this train and there's no one on it, and then show the picture, of that India train with like 10,000 Indians on it. And this is price with leverage, right? The train is not going to get where it needs to go with everybody on it, like one of those East Indian trains where people have just scooped a ride. So when you picture leverage, just picture a train and then picture a train with 10,000 Indians on it. It's not going to it can't go. It's just the physics of it. It's like, we can't get there unless we get rid of this leverage. And so what do? They get rid of the leverage. So it's a weird, there should be a leverage anonymous group where they all kind of get together and talk about being liquidated, and then what they're going to do next. Because the answer to everything in the leverage world is more. It's just like a drug addict, right? Monday I'll start again. Start for the bottom, and I'll start leverage trading again with less margin. But just know, like it's almost sad because it's everyone complains about price action, but don't complain about price action if you're a leveraged trader, right? You're part of the problem because you are adding leverage to the price, and the price can't go. You can't, like, these corrupt exchanges, these Binances, these Bitfinexes, these BitBuys, they can't go to the moon with all this leverage, with all these East Indians on the train. They can't. It's just not going to happen. They got to get rid of the East Indians on the train, get rid of the leverage. And then it's almost like perfection the way it was done. Like they just wiped out. It probably got to the point where they're like, okay, guys, like the 5 Gambino crime boss families of the exchanges were like, okay, guys, we got to do it. We not only do we got to wipe it out, we got to not even get stop losses. Like, screw the stop losses. We're just going to plow through them. We're going to jump. We're going to gap down, and we're going to take everyone out because we know what's happening. We know what's going to come in the next, 4 weeks. So let's get rid of all this. It's going to hurt. We're going to be accused of a whole bunch of bad things. But people will forget. Once the price pumps up, everyone will forget, except for the people that, lost everything. But, they'll come back on Monday. So if we follow this to the daily chart, it gets a little more scary because we have this 548 days looming on October 2nd, right? This is the length of the last bull market in 2021. And, there's no perfect math here. We're just saying, the last market, 548 days was it, so we're approaching these standard lifespans of the bull run. Now, this is look at this, that there's 117 level. It's a little higher, but it's basically at this channel of eternal monotony's resistance. So we're coming up against the resistance on the daily, which is also the 50% Fibonacci. This 50% Fibonacci channel of eternal monotony's resistance, the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and the timeline of 548 days. So let's just say we kind of mince words here. Where's my pen? Let's say we mince words here from the old bottom, and we can't really get out here, and we start doing this right around this 548 days. I almost don't want to put this in, because this is what you would call a cute little Head and Shoulders bon voyage party for the bull run. And at this 500, you can see how this pattern might play out. And I hope I'm not making one of these videos in 2 weeks. But this would say that there is no huge blow off top coming. But so if we get this resistance coming here, everyone comes back. Let's say everyone comes back in with a fury of leverage, and the exchanges are like, nope, whack-a-mole. Nope, no more leverage. We have to take off. Because I think who put that in about the ETFs coming out, like the the Sol ETFs and everything. That's where the real leverage is. Like the Jupiter is a complete perp trade extravaganza, right? So they have to kind of liquidate as much as they can. But you can see how this would, potentially play out. It's not looking good, right? But I would like to see today, that this could be somewhat invalidated if we had like what some legacy analysts call a V-shaped recovery up to 121. I even think 120 might put us back into the money bullish extravaganza. We're not even into this channel of ascension yet. We're just kind of battling it. On the weekly, let's see here. Yeah, look at that. So the weekly says 107. This is where it's weird. So the weekly chart says 107, and this is Coinbase. And the daily is Bitstamp, and it says 109. Right. So these are we're talking about $6,000 in difference between what was my 4-hour chart again? Bitstamp, Bitfinex. Look, it's way down there, 103. Bitstamp, 109. Coinbase, 107. Do I have a monthly here? What is this? Yeah, this is the monthly. Oh, let's see. Look at this. This, like you saw in that video, this stupid doodle, Scotty Mo. I can't even see it because I think, can I move this? Yeah, I can. Oh, yeah. See? Look at that. Look at the wick just completely following this doodle. So let's just hope and pray that this doodle saves our life. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.